So what exactly is going on with the mass lithium deposits found in Mexico?
Tell me this doesn't look like a giant quarry, like on the Grand Canyon. This has got me thinking now. Maybe the Grand Canyon is an ancient lithium mine. There it does. Tesla, get it. People already asking. I guarantee you this says lithium. Lithium producer. Gang Thang. Lithium. They have a 3-year deal. So that means in 2024 it's up. Who are they about to get it from now? I need a break. I can't keep doing this, man. It just gets darker and darker and deeper on these waters. This entire video is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research on everything. It is up to us to distinguish fact from fiction. None of this is factual. Lock in and buckle up, bucko, because you're in for another creepy and scary TikTok reaction video. I'm Jet Ski Chuck, and you want to be careful with these disturbing and creepy theories because they might keep you up all night and make you rethink your reality. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's dive in on tonight's episode. Welcome to Dark Waters 9.
That's the story. The Wizard of Oz is actually an allegory exposing the... I posted the video yesterday and got this, and you know when that happens, it means that it's good. But let me show you what I found. Hopefully it stays up, but I promise you, the more I give you, the more it's gonna make sense. It's crazy. So let's start off with some easy ones. Why is it called the Wizard of Oz? OZ. Ounces. What is measured in ounces? Gold. What is the yellow brick road? Gold bars. The yellow brick road leads to the Emerald City. Why emerald? Well, on the back of all American money, you have these buildings that are in green. Emerald City represents the Federal Reserve, the Treasury. Now let's go deeper. Let's talk about the Scarecrow, the straw man. He didn't have a brain, right? What does this symbolize? When a person is born, yes, they exist as a human being, but a new legal entity is also formed. Documentation in the form of birth certificates, social security numbers, these are the legal entities that represent you. Those legal entities have no brain. They are not conscious. But the system views you as a legal fiction. What does the Scarecrow ask the wizard for? A brain. What is he given? A certificate. He's proud of his new brain, but it is not real intelligence. Alright, the Tin Man. Like I said, at birth, you're given a social security number, but you also have a taxpayer identification number. TIN. But the Tin Man represents these heartless, robotic, mindless workers within the capitalistic system. The lack of the heart is the lack of passion, fulfillment within this work. Some say this represents people as mindless workers within the system. In the story, he literally rusts from overwork. The lack of heart and soul represents the emotional drain that mindless labor has on us, or how we become robotic in our daily tasks. I probably should have started with this at the beginning. Dorothy's journey emphasizes that individuals possess the power to reclaim their freedom. Let's talk about the field of poppies. What comes from poppy? Milk with the poppy. Opium. This is an example of the distractions that are everywhere in society. Consumerism, mindless entertainment, drugs, alcohol. Things we use to numb us from our reality. The Scarecrow and Tin Man weren't impacted by it because they lack genuine human qualities. They don't have consciousness. The symbolism is we can be sedated by distractions. Okay, the Cowardly Lion. These are the people that on the outward appearance have the abilities to change things. They have the strength, the demeanor, but on the inside they're cowards. He wants courage from the wizard. What does he get? He gets a medal. This represents the false sense of authority that are given to lions like this to keep them as cogs in the machine. These cowardly lions tend to oppress and hurt those beneath them. They want to make change for everyone, liberate everyone. But when they come upon bigger bullies, they're cowards. They fall prey to the system. Can you think of any cowardly lions in our system? Okay, going back to the Emerald City. It can represent the Federal Reserve, and it's built on this illusion of control, right? The gang goes to meet the wizard. They see a bunch of smoke and mirrors, fire, holographic images. All of it was designed to instill fear, to frighten you, to manipulate you into doing what the wizard wants. It represents the illusion of power. So what happens? Toto, the little dog, pulls back the curtain. What do we see the wizard is? A frail human being. This aura of power was just an illusion. Think of it this way, there's 8 billion people on the earth. What percentage are controlling the illusion of power? It's not a lot. So where does that power actually lie? Obviously, the illusion is that it's the wizard. But get this. Toto represents the truth and power to expose these illusions. Toto in Latin actually means all. It symbolizes total awareness, coming together as a people. And it is through all that you can expose the illusion as a fraud. I need to speed up. The good witch represents people that are giving you empowerment, education, lift you up on your journey. The wicked witch represents people that are a part of the system, who climb their way up, push people down to do it. They buy into and use the corruption to get ahead. Essentially, they join the system and then oppress the people below them. Who does all the business for the wicked witch? The flying monkeys. These are the enforcers, the attorneys of the world. People who use their intelligence, their power, to oppress others and keep proliferating this broken system. Imagine if the world's smartest attorneys were fighting against the system that is broken and inherently unfair, instead of fighting for and being paid by those that benefit from the system. So what do we learn from Dorothy's journey? Like I said, we all have the power to reclaim our freedom. To expose the wizard, you need a brain that represents knowledge. You need a heart that represents compassion. You need courage to stand up against the system and not join it. And finally, Toto, you need collaboration. We all need to work together. The system incentivizes the me. We need to focus on the we. And how does she go home? She clicks her heels 3 times. She could have done this at any point. She always had the power to go home. If you are paying attention, it is very obvious right now that these broken systems, their foundations are cracking. Things are coming apart. Have a brain, have a heart, have compassion, have optimism for the future, because we can and will build something better. It is coming. Earth's vibration is rising. But anyways, that rabbit hole was insane. Let me know what you think, because it's pretty convincing.
Mr. Cult Daddy with a banger. Damn. I never thought about The Wizard of Oz. That is my mom's favorite movie. I remember growing up, she would always say Wizard of Oz was her favorite movie growing up. Who knew it had this giant allegory to what he just mentioned? Drop in the comments below your guys' thoughts. We got to talk about that one. Man, I miss getting on these random boys. You know, we got to dive into the hurricane later on in this video, but we're going to go through there on a couple of these real quick. In the future, you know, we got the ice water cover. We got the telescope live strings coming. I gotta find all the equipment I need and get it. We got some exciting stuff lined up for the future, y'all. Exciting stuff.
There's something huge going on.
Were you guys aware that this was also happening in Mexico around the same time that Hurricane Helene hit North Carolina? Y'all see what happened in Mexico? Why is it only people are talking about North Carolina? Look at that, y'all. Water just everywhere. Dirty, murky, muddy water everywhere. The whole town is literally flooded with water. This is Acapulco, Mexico. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. So apparently there was a storm off the coast of Acapulco over here, and that's all it was supposed to be, y'all. But as soon as it touched down, it literally jumped to a category 3 hurricane. I didn't even know about this. Look at this, y'all. Mexico experienced about 9 feet of water. Look at this, y'all. Everybody's talking about the North Carolina, but nobody knows what's going on in Mexico. Look at this. In certain parts of Mexico, the water is up to your shoulders. And the crazy thing is, Mexico almost got hit again, but now Milton is literally doing a U-turn and coming to the East Coast. Look at that. See, they got to hold on to things. That's how deep the water is. Did y'all know about this in Mexico? Bro, you see? Look at this, y'all. Cars are literally buried. This is literally the mud flood. This is, again, the mud flood. That's what I'm saying, man. I had no idea this was going on in Mexico because everybody is talking about Hurricane Helene in the United States. But yeah, man, Mexico got it bad, y'all. Wow. Look at that. Still going, y'all.
You guys were saying something about some lithium deposits or something like that too. We need to dive into that. We're gonna do that right now.
Wouldn't it be crazy if one of the largest lithium deposits in the world was right outside of Asheville, North Carolina? Wouldn't it be crazy if the largest lithium mining company in the world, 3 days before the flood began, submitted the permits for their mine right outside of Asheville, North Carolina? Wouldn't it be crazy if the mining company was just given $250 million in grants to help with construction of their mine right outside of Asheville, North Carolina? Wouldn't it be crazy if less than a month before the flood started, BlackRock acquired 2.2 million shares of stock in that mining company? That's crazy. Wouldn't it be crazy if the residents that opposed the mine had their homes and properties? That would never happen, though. I'm sure they wouldn't take things that far. Stay safe, Florida. Let me know.
This video is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research on everything. This is factual.
Wouldn't it be crazy if one of the largest...
Up some maps so y'all can have a better understanding of where the lithium deposits actually are in the state compared to where the disaster zone from Helene is. All along the border here are the mountains. This is where Asheville is. This is where Boone is up here. And this whole area is the hardest hit places. A little out of Asheville here is where Lake Lure is. And most of it went, most of the flooding is here and in this direction. Over here is Charlotte. This is the Piedmont region where the foothills, and it gradually slopes down to the flatter parts of the state. Gastonia is right next to Kings Mountain, where the proposed mine is going to be. I think that information is getting mixed up with Spruce Pine, which is up in this area. That was one of the hardest hit places that has a mine for quartz, which is very important to all of our technology. And it is the only place in the world that has that kind of quartz that we use for everything. Here's another map for another reference. All of these marks here are where Spruce Pine is, where the quartz mine is. In regards to Asheville, Black Mountain, these are all names that we've been hearing. And then we've got Boone up at the top. This is Gastonia. That little interchange right next to it, that's where Kings Mountain is. I have a map here of the Carolina Lithium Project where you can actually see some of the areas that they're actually looking for lithium. You can see that here is Gastonia, so you can see that reference point there. We've got Charlotte over here. The Kings Mountain mine is right there. And this green area, I think, is representing what could potentially be where the lithium is. As you can see, the lithium deposits are actually quite far away from the main disaster zone. I would say up to 90 to 100 miles away. For this to be caught up in conspiracy theories is irresponsible. It's disinformation. And if you're actually concerned about things like eminent domain, or for people to lose their land and land grabs to be happening, look for ways to support the people in these small communities so that they don't have to make the decision to sell their land for a very small amount of money because they can't afford to rebuild. They can't afford to clean up.
There's buzz about a secret lithium battery deposit under Asheville. Could this be why help is mysteriously absent? Are powerful interests pulling strings behind the scenes? This situation is developing fast and we need answers now. When will Asheville get the aid it desperately needs?
The floods in North Carolina, I did a deep dive and I asked, where are the lithium deposits in the United States? And it showed me number 15, Kings Mountain. So here's Kings Mountain. I'm not going to ruin it for you. Google it, and you'll know exactly why they're not helping those citizens in that state. There you have it.
So what exactly is going on with the mass lithium deposits found in Mexico? Back in 2021, mass lithium deposits were found in Sonora, Mexico, and it is estimated that they are worth 700 billion US dollars. Lithium is extremely valuable. It is used for batteries, medications, many things. Many foreign corporations already had their sights set on mining this lithium. In February of this year, Mexican President AMLO nationalized this lithium, meaning that no foreign country can mine this lithium without Mexico's consent. I've seen many people criticizing this decision, but every country has the right to protect its own natural resources. Of course, Mexico's neighbor, the US, especially did not like this decision.
Hey, did you know that North Carolina has the greatest lithium deposit in the world? And if you don't know what lithium is everything inside your batteries, all of that shit. So if you got EV car, Duracell batteries, anything like that, all of that shit comes from the lithium, right? So I find it extremely coincidental that now knowing this information about the lithium deposit in North Carolina, now we got this huge and crazy mass flood going on. That right there is alarming to me. Because I don't know if you guys remember, Katrina, way back when New Orleans got hit with that massive hurricane, around the time, like right before that hurricane happened, people were finding pyramids, artifacts, bones, and different shit like that over there in New Orleans. Like they had uncovered one of the oldest pyramids and all of that shit during that time. So they did all of that during that time. They found all that stuff, and then the hurricane and all that happened. Now we come to find out that North Carolina got all of these lithium deposits, and lithium is so important to the world now since everything is starting to go electric and et cetera, right? Now we got this massive flood going on to where everything is being wiped and washed out. That is extremely odd to me, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't really sit well in my stomach, for real. Because way too many things are linking up and adding up. For one, the lack of reaction from the administration, like the people we got in a position of power now, the lack of how they're reacting and getting the resources and the funding to them. That they're sending resources or trying to send resources to North Carolina, but nowhere near $6 billion. Why would you guys is going on in North Carolina? That shit right there just don't sound right, bro. And that shit is extremely off. But it makes sense knowing that North Carolina is sitting on something that's so important to the world and is extremely valuable, because the largest lithium deposit will take us, like right now, if we're in debt and all of that shit, that's going to catapult us to a different level of financial, like we will be good with our finances. You know what I'm saying? All the lithium, like having the biggest lithium deposit means we're going to be making a whole lot of money and a lot of batteries for a lot of different places, especially with all this autonomy coming on. You know, this automation, these robots, this AI shit. Like having the largest lithium deposit will put us in a position to be damn near the strongest nation just off of that, without everything else. So yeah, man, it's wild to me, but I'm done. Now I want to hear from y'all. Does this shit all seem too coincidental, a little off, a little weird? Because now we know this information about the lithium, and condolences, and my heart goes out to all the people that's out there that's going through it. But we cannot gloss over this fact right here, especially when the shit happened in New Orleans with Katrina after they found all them artifacts and all of that shit. Then that shit happened. Now this shit is wild, bro. But I'm done. I want to hear from y'all. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on this. And then also, did you guys even know about the lithium deposits in North Carolina before all of this happened? Like, I want to know if people knew about that. But yeah, let me know everything. Drop it in the comments.
I did not know about the lithium deposits. I thought they all came from Africa or something. I had no idea about lithium, honestly, but I always see it on my batteries. I know most phones take lithium ion. I had no idea, but I am awake now. Let's type it in.
Good news for green technology around the globe, as the world's largest lithium deposit was just uncovered in the United States, a truly massive amount that could change the entire electric vehicle industry. What you're looking at down here is a picture of the lithium deposit from the outside. It hasn't really been mined yet, so I suppose it's not supposed to be impressive. It's called the McDermott Caldera, which is a former supervolcano between Nevada and Oregon, and it may play home to about 120 million tons of lithium. Let's go show why lithium is important. You need it in lithium-ion batteries. They are the most important type of battery on the planet right now because they power most of our electronics. but you need, they can use these in ceramics and greases, polymers, air treatment, batteries, other. You can see that it's essential to restore the energy from solar panels and windmills. It's what most electric cars run off of, but it's also important for creating medication, for nuclear fusion, for aerospace, for tons and tons and tons of other stuff like that. So this is an insanely valuable find, and it's enough to help push us into the next age of green technology if it could be safely mined. Now, you may remember the story about the one, I believe it was in Maine, that will not be mining anything because of the potential environmental impact. But if you look at the environment around here, nobody cares if that environment gets impacted. This is getting mined. Other companies are already bidding on this. They already want it. I think this is a good thing. I think it's going to keep lithium prices low for the time being, which is going to be important for our green transition. Good news for green technology around the globe.
We can't get any more green if we go with hydrogen-based vehicles. Everything hydrogen, water. We got a lot of that, you know. So I just don't understand why we're going to more towards, instead of lithium and charging all these vehicles, we need hydrogen vehicles, hydrogen stoves. You guys haven't seen the hydrogen stoves or the hydrogen water-based vehicles? Let me show you. We'll get right back on this lithium, but it's important to see the capabilities of hydrogen, hydrogen technology.
Think the ancient civilizations were using hydrogen technology?
I believe so, 1,000%. The Great Pyramid itself has what I call a hydrogen chamber. It was built on top of an aquifer, an ancient aquifer. The Great Pyramid used to take some of that water to create physiostatic electricity, but some of it was forced into the Queen's chamber, which operates like an electrolysis machine, extracting hydrogen from oxygen. And where did that go? The shafts. Those shafts are specifically aligned with star systems. Orion, Aldebaran, Sirius. Those shafts are aligned with stars for a reason, because they shoot hydrogen towards those star systems. Why? Because we found out in science and astrophysics that you can actually encode data on top of hydrogen. Because it's the most abundant element that exists in the universe, astrophysicists are utilizing the hydrogen frequency to try to communicate, because you can encode data on it to send it out into deep space. Same thing I think the Great Pyramid did. In ancient times, it was set up to transmit back to those star systems an update as to what's going on down here on this breakaway civilization.
Do you think the ancient civilizations were using?
That's the last person I wanted to talk about this, but you made a good point.
Ever wondered how Toyota's new hydrogen engine works? It's a game changer, and here's why. Picture a conventional internal combustion engine, but instead of gasoline, it's powered by hydrogen. This is the genius of Toyota's new technology. When hydrogen from the fuel tank mixes with oxygen in the air, a spark plug ignites the mixture, creating energy. This energy then powers the vehicle. Now here's the best part, the only byproduct of this process is water vapor. That's right, no harmful emissions. So you're not just driving, you're helping to keep the air clean. Toyota's...
Yeah, this sounds great and all. I'm gonna let the video play, but we need this in cell phones. I'm just trying to see how can we have hydrogen powered cell phones. It's a long shot, but that's just what I'm thinking. All right, guys, we're going to dive back into some more lithium theories for entertainment purposes only. This entire video, not factual. We're going to dive into some more lithium. We're going to dive into some more lithium theories and we're gonna see what they talking about, man. These lithium deposits. Oh man, does Florida got any lithium deposits? Let me type that in. Definitely be thinking about hydrogen for the future if you could choose, if we had a choice. Proposed lithium mines in the United States. Nevada is just thumping with lithium deposits. What is that? AR, Arkansas? South Dakota got some. Drop your guys' thoughts below.
Lithium, there's a huge lithium deposit.
In what parts of Mexico are they mining that shit?
In the border of Sonora and Chihuahua. Imagine that. Like,
really?
Sinaloa cartel controlled place.
So the mining operations.
And guess who has the who has the contract for that?
Who?
China, of course.
No.
The Chinese company has the contract for exploiting that mining lithium.
And the car doesn't touch that.
Yes, of course.
Oh, they do touch it.
They're in. I mean, they're not touching.
They're in on it.
Yeah,
they're partners with China.
Well, they're giving protection to the Chinese company that is mining there. So they made a deal with the government and with the Chinese mining company that is the biggest supplier for Tesla cars, for Tesla batteries. So yeah.
Whoa,
yes.
dude.
That's. I mean, I've been working on that still not out because I still need a lot of more sources and papers and untangle of. But I pitched it like a year ago. They said, yeah, lithium. There's a huge.
Hey, don't come for me. For entertainment purposes only. This is just for entertainment. Tesla gets all of theirs from China. Let's type it in. Where does... Ooh, let me see if I can pull y'all up. Type it in together. Where does Tesla get its... People already asking. I guarantee you this says lithium. At the end of 2021, lithium, Tesla inked a 3-year lithium supply deal with top lithium producer, Ganfeng Lithium. They have a 3-year deal. So that means in 2024 it's up. Who are they about to get it from now? Oh my God. Oh no. How deep does this rabbit hole go? Mexico lithium. Mexico lithium mine. Oh my God. It makes sense. Tell me this doesn't look like a giant quarry, like on the Grand Canyon. This has got me thinking now. Maybe the Grand Canyon is an ancient lithium mine. Oh no. Grand Canyon. Oh no. This is an ancient lithium mine for the quantum computers of the Tower of Babel. Do quantum computers use lithium? Oh man, how deep does this rabbit hole go? Does quantum computers use lithium? The lithium 6 test case for better batteries use quantum computers. Just answer the question. Does quantum computers use lithium? Batteries. How does quantum computers make batteries better? Ion Q to see how quantum computers can design advanced batteries for electric vehicles. I'm not seeing a straight answer for that. But if we go back and we look at the Mexico lithium mine, this is a giant quarry. Look at this. You can't look at me in the eyes and tell me that doesn't resemble the Grand Canyon. It's a giant quarry. They already dug up all the lithium up out of the Grand Canyon. There's none left. Matter of fact, let's pull it up on a map. Lithium map in Arizona. Arizona lithium. Big Sandy project? Big Sandy project. Oh yeah. Grand Canyon was without a doubt lithium mining. We knew it was a quarry. We knew the Grand Canyon was a quarry. But we just didn't know what. What were they getting? Marble? Marble didn't make sense. But lithium? That makes sense. Drop in the comments your thoughts below. This rabbit hole is something else.
Behind me is the Kings Mountain mine, which used to be one of the largest lithium mines in the world for much of the 20th century. But it was abandoned, it stopped operating in 1988. It's since filled with rainwater, looks like a giant pond, and is surrounded by a hiking biking trail for the local community. But this facility, which is owned by Albemarle, one of the biggest lithium companies in the world, could reopen to start supplying the new electric vehicle industry and the battery manufacturing that's being built just down the road in this southeastern U.S. battery belt. There's still a lot of work to be done on permitting and reopening that, but it closed in an era when we were offshoring heavy industry from the U.S., and now we're onshoring, we're building factories again, and it could be the right place and the right time to see modern day mining of lithium back in the United States.
Massive lithium deposit containing 120 million tons of the valuable metal has been discovered in the U.S. along the Nevada-Oregon border. The demand for lithium, primarily used in lithium-ion batteries for various applications, including electric vehicles and renewable energy storage, is projected to skyrocket due to the transition to sustainable technologies. By 2040, the anticipated demand for lithium is estimated to reach 1 million metric tons, a significant increase from the 2022 global production. This new
if you in stocks or something, is there a company you can put your money on for lithium? Because I'm telling you, they about to invest
Found lithium-rich zone is located within an extinct volcano known as the McDermott caldera. Researchers have determined that the caldera holds up to 120 million tons of lithium, with the highest concentrations identified in the southern part of the caldera at Thacker Pass and immediately to the north in the Montana mountains. This discovery rivals, if not surpasses, the lithium reserves found in Bolivia's salt flats, which were previously believed to be the world's largest lithium deposit. Lithium, often referred to as white gold, has been a subject of concern due to its scarcity relative to the growing demands of the electric vehicle and renewable energy industries. Initially, it was predicted that lithium supply might fall short by 2025. However, the newly found deposit could disrupt the global lithium market, potentially affecting prices, supply security, and geopolitics. If cost-effective and environmentally friendly extraction methods are developed for this lithium resource, it could reduce concerns about lithium supply shortages.
Scientists have said that they have discovered the largest lithium deposit in the world, which could be capable of meeting global battery demand for decades. Keep listening. They found this volcano on the border of Nevada and Oregon, which contains up to 120 million tons of lithium. This is absolutely massive and has the potential to disrupt the entire price and supply dynamics of the lithium market. The ancient supervolcano exploded around 16 million years ago, forming the rare metal inside its volcanic rock. Lithium-ion batteries are incredibly important when it comes to modern technology like smartphones and electric vehicles. This essentially caused a lithium rush similar to the oil rush back in the early 20th century. This could have huge positive implications for America as the entire world looks for lithium. Follow us so we can keep you updated on this developing story.
Say what I find suspicious as that one of the areas affected by Hurricane Helene is the world's largest lithium deposit, and the DoD just entered into an agreement with this company right here to mine lithium for electric cars starting in 2025. Now that area is completely devastated. This is a $90 million agreement between the DoD and this company right here to get Kings Mountain, North Carolina lithium mine up and running by 2030. If that area has been inundated, then the government can come in and do eminent domain, and they can pay you what it was worth 5 years ago rather than what it's worth right now. Imagine that your home has turned into a watery lot and the government comes to you and says, hey, I'll pay you what you paid for it. You're gonna take it and you're gonna go, right? What do you think's gonna happen right here now that they want this lithium mine up and running by 2025, 2030 at the latest? Back in 1947, we had the Florida-Georgia hurricane, or Hurricane 9, and it was the first hurricane to be targeted for weather modification. What happened was General Electric, the US Navy, the Army, the Air Force, they poured dry ice into this hurricane using airplanes to see what would happen. Would they slow it down? Well, what happened was it slowed down a little bit, but it turned west really sharp. Let me show you. This is the path that the hurricane took in 1947. Does it look similar to you? Probably not. It's a coincidence, right? Moving on. I'm sure this is just another coincidence, but do you know who owns the most shares in that lithium mine? BlackRock. I'll tell you what.
Man, BlackRock. They are unstoppable.
Today's world news. Iran claims to have found the world's second largest lithium deposit in its western provinces, which if true, could raise Iran's economy as lithium is a key component in electric vehicles.
Elon Musk recently said that lithium is becoming the new oil, and that's why local lithium companies are poised to have a great 2024. The global lithium market is currently a $7.5 billion industry and is set to grow at a robust CAGR of 11.8% through 2030. This is because lithium is a crucial element when it comes to the electrification of vehicles, which is still one of the fastest growing industries through 2030. It's also worth noting that lithium-based semiconductors play a key role in areas of national security and nuclear medicine, and the stock we're talking about today is LiFT Power, ticker symbol LIFT on the TSXV and LIFFF on the OTC. LiFT is currently actively drilling at multiple projects, including drilling at the Yellowknife pegmatites discovery stage, diamond drilling at the Rupert project, and potential scout drilling at the Cali project. The most exciting part is that insiders have been consistently buying up the stock in 2023, which means they believe in the future of LiFT. As always, don't forget to do your own research, as this is not financial advice.
Gaston County homeowners are trying to prevent a proposed lithium mine from digging any further. Back in 2019, we first told you about Piedmont Lithium's plans to mine one of the world's most abundant lithium deposits a few miles east of Cherryville. The chemical element is critical to power our cell phones and electric vehicles, but as WCNC Charlotte's Brandon Goldner shows us, neighbors fear the mine will cause irreparable damage to their environment.
Piedmont Lithium insists they'll be good neighbors as they extract the lithium from rocks like this, but homeowners here believe the company will only cause harm to this land. The biggest reason why Will Baldwin loves visiting his grandparents' Gaston County home is all the things hiding in plain sight.
All these little places and home sites have interesting and so much historical value.
Piedmont Lithium also loves what's hiding in this part of the county. Except what they find valuable can't be seen to the naked eye. This area is home to one of the world's most abundant lithium deposits. And as more people buy electric cars, that chemical element will be critical for batteries. While these electric cars are seen as beneficial to the environment, Baldwin fears Piedmont Lithium's plans for an open pit mine will damage the environment around his grandparents' neighborhood. He's worried any dust from the mine will get into the nearby Beaver Dam and Little Beaver Dam creeks, which flow directly to the South Fork Catawba River.
Mining is extractive, and they're basically taking value out of Gaston County. It just doesn't seem like they're going to be good neighbors like other companies could be.
In a lengthy statement, Piedmont Lithium says they intend to be good neighbors, and they've been working with several agencies and organizations, including the Catawba Riverkeeper, to ensure their, quote, proposed operations will not have a detrimental effect on waterways in our area. But Baldwin, his grandparents, and other homeowners believe the company's efforts won't be enough, as the company still needs to submit applications and rezoning requests for the mine. Baldwin started a Facebook page and a petition to try to stop the company. Baldwin plans to discuss his concerns with county commissioners at their meeting tonight. In Gaston County, Brandon Goldner, WCNC Charlotte.
Gaston County.
So they been fighting these lithium companies. This ain't new. I had no idea. They said, all right, y'all don't want to give up y'all land? Watch this.
Mr. President, honored delegates, ladies and gentlemen, we shall propose further cooperative efforts between all the nations in weather prediction and eventually in weather control.
The time is ripe to harness a variety of disciplines for a concerted attack. And even more than oceanography, the atmospheric sciences require worldwide observation and hence international cooperation. Some of our most successful international efforts have involved the study of the atmosphere. We all know that the World Meteorological Organization has been effective in this field. It is now developing a worldwide weather system to which nations the world over can make their contribution. Such cooperative undertakings can challenge the world's best efforts for decades to come. Fourth, I would mention a problem which I know has greatly concerned many of you. That is our responsibility to control the effects of our own scientific experiments. For as science investigates the natural environment, it also modifies it. And that modification may have incalculable consequences for evil as well as for good.
Using Schaefer-Langmuir techniques, the Army Signal Corps and Office of Naval Research began conducting many of these experiments.
In 1947, Project Cirrus expanded to test cloud seeding on a hurricane traveling eastbound 350 miles off the coast of Jacksonville, Florida. They dropped 80 pounds of dry ice into the raging storm, only to realize that the hurricane suddenly changed direction and began traveling back towards the United States. Savannah, Georgia, was hit by record-breaking winds of up to 85 miles per hour. More than 1,500 people were left homeless, and at least 2 people died. Total damage was reported in the millions of dollars, and the project and its participants were blamed for what happened.
On the night of the 15th of August, 1952, the worst flood in British history swept through the tiny seaside village of Lynmouth. 90 million tons of water devastated the area, 35 people and leaving over 400 homeless. 40,000 tons of boulders, houses and cars. Porters spoke to squadron leader Len Otley. He confirmed that he worked on Project or Operation Cumulus, which was also referred to as Operation Witch Doctor. What's more, in mid-August...
Project Cumulus? Project Witch Doctor?
1952, Alan Yates, a lecturer at Cranfield School of Aeronautics at the time, was asked to take part in cloud seeding experiments. According to Yates, the artificial rain fell over Lynmouth and washed the village into the sea.
I need a break. I can't keep doing this, man. It's just gets darker and darker and deeper on these waters. I need a break. This is ridiculous.
In the universe, reserving outer space for peaceful use. Propose further cooperative efforts between all the nations in weather prediction and eventually in weather control. We shall propose finally a global systems of communication satellites linking the whole world in telegraph and telephone and radio and television. The day need not be far away when such a system will televise the proceedings of this body to every corner of the world for the benefit of peace.
It was pretty mellow. The wind picked up for a little bit and bounced me around. At one point last night I was getting bashed up against this wall, so I went out and I cut my anchor line to get away from it. So I have a $250 anchor sitting down there that I got to go in and get.
Dan, you weren't afraid at all last night?
No, I'm not scared of anything. What I've been through, this weather is nothing, and I put my faith in God. God told me to come here. God told me 5 years ago, I was in Colorado, he put on my heart, Tampa, Florida, and get a boat. I woke up one morning with that on my heart, and that's all I could think about. And I left Colorado, I went to North Carolina, left North Carolina, came to Florida. I've been in Florida for 5 years, stuck on the East Coast, never came over. In March, I came over, I found this boat for $1,200. I bought it, I come to Tampa, and guess what? Tampa floods. Not today, not yesterday, but during the last one, Helena. Helena was way worse than what this one was. I mean, they were calling for a Cat 5. I didn't know what to expect. But what happened last night was nothing compared to Helena.
So you think if another storm rolls through Tampa, you're going to remain on your boat?
Yeah, I'd remain on the boat no matter what.
Lieutenant Dan! I got you some ice cream, Lieutenant Dan. He said, I was Lieutenant Dan. You're still Lieutenant Dan.
Hurricane Milton slammed into Florida's west coast Wednesday night. It made landfall in Siesta Key as a Category 3 storm with maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour, snapping trees, ripping roofs, and siding off homes. As the system barreled east, dangerous storm surge and flooding tore through the streets of Sarasota, pushing debris and this dumpster down the road.
At this point, it's too dangerous to evacuate safely. So you have to shelter in place and just hunker down.
Nearby in Venice, the powerful winds fueled this house fire, quickly spreading its flames. In St. Petersburg, hurricane-force wind ripped the fabric roof off Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays. That's also where thousands of cots were set up to house first responders. No injuries were reported. More than 18 inches of rain fell in the city, a more than 1 in 1,000-year rainfall event for St. Petersburg. In nearby Tampa, police rescued 15 people after a tree fell on their home. Everyone, including children, were safely brought to a nearby shelter. Hurricane Milton slammed into
Yeah,
We are in the eye of Hurricane Milton right now. Again, this is a storm that has now made landfall and look what's going on. Nothing. The trees are barely moving. There's basically just a light breeze, no rain, and actually I'm hearing birds chirping. I'm going to stop talking so you can hear it. Well, you can also hear cars in the background because people are, it seems, doing donuts out there. And by the way, being on the roads right now, terrible idea, because we're expecting the gnarliest part of this for us here in Sarasota on the back end of the storm as it makes its way inland. So for people in the area, do not go outside. Do not venture from your sheltering location because, again, this is really just the beginning. But this just speaks to the remarkable thing that happens during a hurricane.
They out there doing donuts. That was clean. Don't do that, y'all, but that was clean.
We are in the eye.
This morning, the race to get out before explosively powerful Hurricane Milton comes in. Milton, still more than 500 miles southwest of Tampa, now a Category 4 hurricane with winds of 155 miles per hour.
This is the storm of the century.
They had so much wind, but most importantly, so much rainfall yesterday that it actually broke apart the sediment. And look at this, created this enormous sinkhole. Look at that. Wow, I can't even tell how deep that is. Just all the way across this road that I'm told by a deputy, a Hillsborough County deputy, is the only way into this community. The deputy tells me that they're essentially stuck here. They're forced to go around the neighborhood into the backyards of these houses.
Laura Croft, is that you?
That car just stalled out. Looks like it's not moving now. Hopefully they will get out of their car and get to a safe area as soon as possible. And we've actually been seeing some people swimming through the area, alligators swimming through the area. I'm listening to my producer in my ear here, and they've seen some alligators passing by. So this is another reason why you don't want to get into this mess. I mean, my friend likes to call it Jurassic Florida. That car just stalled out. Looks like it's not moving now.
Jurassic Florida.
Check the weather in between my lives, and it looks like at 2 a.m. the water might start going down. But in the meantime, it's going up. The foundation of the house, like all this water is bubbling underneath the foundation, so that's not good. I think that's like how sinkholes happen. The water is smashing up against the window. When I open it, it gets really choppy in here. It's still coming in through the garage. I'm getting annihilated by mosquitoes already. But, you know, go live on TikTok, you know, oh, damn, my light's out there floating around. Whoopsie. Oh, so if that light is floating around, that means the cactus is done for. Man, all those switches, all my light switches are going to get wet. You can see them right now. I got like the smart light switches. And we're going to have to replace all those. That's a bummer. Oh, well, it's a bummer.
People just out having a great time in the hurricane, doing donuts, getting a shower.
So I'm glad we went to my sister's house. This is what we came back to. The house is flooded.
Help Abuelo out.
Oh, my car is flooded. Oh, oh man. Look at my car. It's flooded. No way. Y'all look. There's no way. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, you got an extra one of those? You got an extra one? Damn. It's crazy, y'all. Look at this. This is real. This is real right here, man. This is real. My car's totaled. I'm pretty sure it's done. There's no fixing this, man. You got electrical damage. It's totaled.
While Abuelo or Abuela, I'm trying to get my Spanish better. He got her working hard, sweeping it all out. She gonna get it all out though, guarantee that.
Alright guys, this is Elliot Todd coming back with the storm surge from Hurricane Milton. Now as you can see, I am in waist deep water. The beach is a mile that direction, which means that the ocean is coming up. Now follow me. Let's go get Randy. Take a look at this bridge right here and the backyards of all these homes. The water is going to come up for another 4 to 5 hours, and we are already seeing these levels. I hope all of these boats and jet skis are tied down, or else I'm about to have a fleet. All right, stay with me. We're going to try and stay dry. All right, guys, this is...
He said, I hope they stay tied down or else I'm gonna have a fleet.
Breaking news, Disney World has been destroyed by Hurricane Milton. As you can see in the images, the most magical place on Earth has been There's extensive wind damage as well as a lot of flooding. In fact, it's even more devastating knowing that Disney was testing their hurricane. Unfortunately, based on the damage, that system was a clear failure. The main lesson with that is don't partner with the United Luckily with Disney, the show must go on. Because of that, they're going to expedite the cleanup process and hope to have the parks open by the end of the year. It's worth noting that the images we shared are definitely Disney World. Unfortunately, many Disney adults are crying over this devastation and damage. Some are even canceling their Disney annual passes out of frustration with Disney for not protecting their beloved theme parks enough from Hurricane Milton. For more on the incredible damage to Disney World from Hurricane Milton, click the link in our bio or visit mousetrapnews.com.
There's no way that's true. There's no way. There's no way this is true. Yeah, everyone in the comments. He said, this isn't true. I'm in Disney right now. I was about to say, I saw a TikTok from a girl that was in a resort there. This isn't real. Bro, I'm at Disney right now. Lies. People are walking through Disney right now. Yeah, that was a lie. This is some good editing though, but this ain't true.
Shit.
I hear the train a-comin'. It's rollin' around the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine. I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rollin'. On down to San Antonio. On down to San.
So I was headed outside, but then I had to stop real quick. I guess they waiting for the water to get a little higher. Hey, buddy. So I was headed outside.
Oh my goodness. Not when you walk out the front door.
Okay, we might be cooked. The hurricane isn't even in Florida yet, and my trees are shaking, man! Oh my god! And I did not reinforce. Okay.
He's sorry. Oh, he's sorry.
That was a smart idea with the sandbags.
Making sure. Bone dry.
And the house still feels cold, man.
Yeah, it's not hot in here. No water at all.
It would have been in here. You see where it's hanging up.
Not an ounce of water. Sandbags and spray foam. No water. Making sure. Bone dry.
Bone dry. He's not playing. That is definitely. If I was in Florida, I would and owned a home. I would be doing that same play if I could. Is that a hippo? I didn't know Florida had hippos. This has to be an AI, or is this from the zoo? Y'all tell me, a hippo?
But look at you. Look how far you've come. You faced your trauma. But look at you.
Oh shit. Weatherman take.
But look at you.
It says, so you're telling. It says, so you're telling me Hurricane Milton was supposed to be the worst hurricane ever, but God calmed it because his people prayed, and people still believe there isn't a God?
So I'm here in Miami preparing for Hurricane Milton. A lot of people ask me, aren't you scared living up so high? Not really. There's two main things that concern me when it comes to hurricanes. One is the flooding, but obviously there's not going to be any flooding up here. The water's not going to get that high. And two, as you can see, the penthouse is built with shockproof glass. So I'm not worried about any of this shattering. This should be all good, all dandy. One thing that we did have to do we had to move all of our furniture inside. So I have a grill out there. I don't think the wind is gonna blow that. It's not gonna be strong enough. That's pretty heavy. And we moved all this kind of here underneath so it wouldn't fly away. We also put some other furniture in one of the rooms here. Now, one thing that does concern me is if we lose power, because I do need internet access to run my business. My online business makes me about $10,000 a day, and not having internet for an entire day could be really expensive for me. So here's what I did for that. I actually set up a backup power generator for the Wi-Fi router. So even if the power goes out completely, this will actually power that for about 5 hours. So it should be good. And last but not least, I also have backup laptops. So in case this dies, because I didn't charge it, I also have this one right here, and this. So I have a total of 4 laptops that I can use to run my business from. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna try to give you updates on how all of this stuff goes. Right now, it looks pretty clear.
Damn, $10,000 a day? What does he do?
So
That house just got ripped up out of the foundation. It was right here and just got tossed. Unbelievable.
This house is literally taken over TikTok. Watch this.
That's my house. That's why I'm not leaving. My husband built this house. My husband built this house commercial. It's residential, but it was built commercial grade. It is solid concrete. I don't give a other people. Oh, you're so rich. Oh, you're so rich. Oh my god. Whatever.
Lives in Florida. I'm sure this is not her first hurricane. Her husband is a builder. I'm sure they know what they're doing. I'm sure their house will be there in a couple of days. So I worry about more important things than someone staying in Florida because they chose to stay in Florida.
We have moved on to a different.
Overnight, Hurricane Milton roaring ashore as a Category 3 storm, packing 120-mile-per-hour winds, making landfall near Siesta Key, just south of Tampa.
We've had a lot of transformers blow. You know, we can see them across the city, and you'll see those like greenish blue lights come up.
The roof of Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays, partially ripping off in the powerful winds.
No!
This construction crane crashing down in St. Petersburg after authorities warned there wasn't enough time to secure it. The severe flooding reaching far inland as Milton raced across the Florida peninsula. At least 19 tornadoes reported before landfall. This one seen tearing through a roadway And in St. Lucie, tornadoes devastating hundreds of homes.
Our deputies are out here. The fire district is out here. We're going through the rubble. We're trying to provide recover anybody that we can, provide whatever help that we can.
The governor says 9,000 National Guardsmen have been mobilized to respond to the storm, along with 1,400 search and rescue first responders.
Yeah, I did walk through the red bubbles. Yeah, I did walk through the red bubbles.
Safety here. People said that this portion of Clearwater is considered an evacuation zone D, so a lot of these people hunkered down and stayed. So they said that they didn't expect this. I mean, even just showing the water line, you can see where the water sits up to the high tires on this Humvee. It's other parts of the complex in the parking lot, it's completely reaching the top of the windows of cars. So it's just several feet of water. Now, Alligator Creek is just about less than a mile down the road. So you've got that mixed with the heavy rainfall. I know Dave, the St. Pete mayor, said in this whole area they saw about 18 inches of rain over the course of a couple of hours. So, I mean, we've got people on the second level of this apartment complex. I spoke to a gentleman about just an hour ago, and he said since it was dark out, he's been waiting to get rescued. They're obviously taking this one apartment at a time, but it just really puts into perspective how bad things got out here in some of these areas. I mean, you've got wind damage also as well across the street from us. When we were walking down here, there was a shed that was completely just torn to pieces. So just a truly devastating sight to see.
Oh my God, that was the scariest thing that ever happened. Okay, I know. We're all gonna be fine. We're all gonna be fine.
Safety here. People said that
Yeah, someone sent me on Facebook this crazy photo. Take a look at this. You got a damn trash bin, scrap dumpster on a roof. Look at this. You can't make this up. A waste management bin on a roof. That thing was flying.
But the coastal redwoods grow. Right now, it's the only place you find coastal redwoods. But there's a redwood tree stump on Axel Island, way up north. Fossil forest of Axel Island, way up here in northern Canada. How do you explain fossil redwoods? Way up there, huh? I happen to believe, you take the slide down for a minute, brother. I happen to believe, just the theory, that the Earth was not tilted over 23.5 degrees. It was probably perpendicular. And the Earth was spinning around perpendicular while it circles the sun. So everybody had 12 hours daylight, 12 hours darkness. The water inside the crust.
I can't do the planetary gymnastics, but I'll let them finish, man, because we might be able to eat a little bit of meat from this video, but I'll try.
Of the Earth cracked out and the water came to the surface and caused the Earth to wobble for a few hundred years and now settled in at 23.5 degrees, and now we have seasons. So seasons aren't mentioned until in the Bible till after Noah's flood. I think it was all springtime all the time, and there were redwood trees growing on Axel Island, no problem. They're growing all over the world. Axel Heiberg's fossil forest isn't unique. There are half a dozen others on neighboring Ellesmere.
The book of Jasher talks about how Enoch ventured out into the ice. When the kings tried to come back and go to where the place Enoch took off, they said it was nothing but ice. So that's not entirely true. I tried to give this video a chance, but he damn near gatekeeping, if you ask me. He might try and, mix the truth in with some other stuff, but as far as I'm concerned, when you try saying that theory, you're kind of gatekeeping low key. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it.
I've fought demons my whole life. I've been knocked down, bruised and broken, but I never gave up. I kept fighting, because I know that the greatest victory is not in defeating others, but in conquering the darkness within myself. So I'll keep on swinging, keep on pushing, and keep on believing that I have the power to beat the devil at his own game. I'm not afraid of the devil. I've fought demons my whole life. I've been knocked down, bruised and broken, but I never gave up. I kept fighting, because I know that the greatest victory is not in defeating others, but in conquering the darkness within myself. So I'll keep on swinging, keep on pushing, and keep on believing that I have the power to beat the devil at his own game.
That's all I got for today's episode. If you made it this far, the code word is lithium. Drop lithium in the comment section so I know you made it all the way through. You didn't back out. Things didn't get too dark. You didn't put the sheets over your head and, hide. You said, you know what? Let me hit the turbos. I'm right with this jet ski Chuck. Let me check the oxygen levels because we might need another tank. And I appreciate you for making it all the way through to the end of this video. Drop lithium as the code word so I know you're real. I ain't gonna lie, these waters getting darker and darker, but I ain't taking no break. I'm hitting these every single day. I'm gonna see you at the same place, same time. This one is a shocker for entertainment purposes only. This entire video was for entertainment purposes only, not factual. Jet Ski Chuck signing out. Peace.